Hey everybody, it's Brian Pitcher and Laura Wilkerson with Edge Fitness. Just wanted to give you a little help going into the holidays coming up here with a Friday fix for your mindset for next week. Holidays coming up with Christmas. A lot of things come up and can really distract us from the consistency of our training. We've talked a little bit about dialing up, dialing down, so make sure you go back and kind of watch some of those videos to give you some tips going into this holiday week. But the client I was just working with earlier really hit on a good point. We went through a simple body weight session with a few extra exercises using a kettlebell, and you mentioned that he had that same exact weight, just a 35-pound kettlebell sitting at home, and that he could do that same routine right there at home. No need to go to the gym because the gym he also works at and has access to may not be open next week. Easy to give into the excuse of, hey, it's too cold or it's closed, so I'm not going to go. When it's right there at home waiting for you and ready for you, just waiting to be used, you don't have those excuses. So he's planning ahead. He saw an opportunity to take those excuses out, to fix his plan, fix his mindset on success, even with the holiday coming up. Not hitting pause, knowing that he can dial down by just doing it at home, or if it happens to be open, he feels motivated, go to the gym, dial up and do a little bit more there. It's up to you. It's your choice. You can choose to do something or choose to not do something, depending on where you're at, but make sure it's a choice and it's not just something that you're letting happen. Don't let those excuses of it being a holiday and all the people that are around, all the other stuff that you have going on, get in the way of your consistency and the work that you're putting in towards your goals. If you saw the newsletter that we put out this week about trying to work out when it's dark outside, we talked about working out at home. We had a couple options for a strength day and a conditioning day. So while we're talking about doing an at-home workout, I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to demonstrate those exercises for you. So if you didn't see the newsletter, make sure you get signed up for it. You can do that on our website. You can shoot us a request and we'll put you on the list as well, whatever works best for you. But that issue had the simple strength circuit. It was squats or a variation of that. You can do wall sits as well. So for a squat, we're just looking at hands behind the head, hands can go at your side, wherever's comfortable. If you have dumbbell, if you have a kettlebell, you want to add a little extra resistance to it, go ahead and do that if you have access to them while you're at home. We're looking at each of these exercises being 30 seconds on at your maximal intensity. Go as hard as you're able to. And if that's just a nice controlled motion, go with that. If you can keep form and go a little faster with more of an air squat type of motion, don't lose form. Form is always most important. Quality, not just quantity. Okay? Laura's doing a great job here with the squats. So push as hard as you're able to. 30 on, 15 off. Then we move to the next exercise, which is a push-up, or if you have, again, access to weights, you can do chest press. But for a simple push-up here, good solid plank position, pressing up through the body, staying nice and tight, getting core, getting some upper body, getting a good pushing pattern with the exercise. If you're not ready for push-ups, you can go with a nice high plank, where you're just holding that push-up position. Again, you got the weights, you can do a chest press either on the floor, on the bench, ball if you have access to it. A deadlift or a hip bridge is another great lower body exercise. If you've got the weight, you can use one hand with one weight with the kettlebell here, doing just a simple hip hinge, hinging back, pushing through the floor to stand up, hinging back, pushing through the floor again. 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. You can do it with dumbbells, one hand in each weight on the sides. The hip bridge, you can lie on your back and simply do that same hip hinge motion, but in a simple way. So if you're not ready for a deadlift, you can do that bridge, lifting up, bracing the core, then lifting, coming up at the top again. 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. Multiple hand positions here. You can do single leg, double leg bridges. You can hold the weights. A lot of combinations, but for here we're just keeping it simple for you so you have less excuses to do the exercise itself. Then we've got a row variation. A lot of different ways of doing that. If you do have the weights, great to do for that. Using the dumbbells, you can do a 2-arm row. Again, 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. Pulling through the body, making sure that those wrists are finishing on by the ribs. Here, not up here, we're using more of the arm. Get that good back engaged, keeping that core tight to protect your low back as well. Then we've got some curls. Easy transition to go right in here. Just working the arms a little bit. Full range of motion all the way down, all the way up. 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. Then the last exercise for a strength circuit, we just have a front plank or other core exercise. So if you did the push-ups, this would be a great place to put the plank in here. Okay? So there's our strength circuit. Now we'll go into a conditioning circuit. The strength can be done on one day, and again, 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off, 2 to 6 rounds, depending on how much time. If you don't have a lot, still get something in, go with those 2 rounds. It's going to go pretty quick, but you're still getting that in, dialing down. If you can, dial up to the 6 rounds if you're ready for it. For the conditioning, we're looking at 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, 2 to 4 rounds, again, depending on how much time you have. So burpees are one of the first ones, all the way down to the floor, and then coming back up to that full standing position, and you can jump at the top if you'd like to. Another variation for that, if you're not ready to go all the way down, is just coming down to that push-up position for an up-down, and then coming up standing with or without the jump. 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. We're going to see how many reps Laura can do while I talk. The next exercise that you're going to do is jumping jacks. I'll get out of the way so she doesn't hit me for making her do more repetitions. So, good full range of motion, arms coming all the way up. Nice and light on your feet again. 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, as quickly as you can with that good form like Laura's doing here for those 45 seconds. Then we've got some mountain climbers. Okay, so we're back in that push-up position. This can be done in an elevated position, on a bench, a sturdy chair, on the armrest of a couch, pulling that knee in towards your chest. So you're here on the floor, pulling the knee in towards your chest. We don't like to do a lot of bouncing up and down. We want it nice and controlled. So again, go as fast as you're able to control that plank position. Laura's doing awesome there. And as you're moving, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, even this good, rock solid, controlled mountain climber, you're going to really get a great conditioning hit from it. Scissor jumps. So as we come up here, we're going into a lunge position, scissoring the feet, jumping from one foot to the other, switching in the air, landing with control. Hands can go at the hips, at your side, behind the head. A lot of variety for that one as well. If you're more advanced, maybe you can put a pair of weights with this. Hold the kettlebell here. But again, 45 on, 15 off. A minute rest in between each round. So after you do this last exercise of some speed punches for 45 seconds on, set a good base. You're rock solid. It really depends on the core. Punch, 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 punch. 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. And if you got a heavy bag at home, go ahead and hit it. Take out some of that holiday frustration on it. Okay, just go for it. If you got a light pair of dumbbells, go for that as well. Once you do your 45 seconds on, you rest. Take a minute before you go into that next round. Okay, sounds like Laura could use a little bit of a rest here. You're going to feel great too as you're doing this workout. So again, hopefully this gives you just an idea. Day 1, you can do the strength. Day 2, you can do the conditioning. If you're only going to go for 1 or 2 days and you want to combine them, absolutely go for it. Use the time that you have. You're the CEO of your body. You're in charge of your plan there as far as what you actually do. Hopefully this gives you some great information, tools that you can use next week to take the excuses out of your holiday and keep moving towards your goals. Merry Christmas to you guys, and we'll talk to you next time. Awesome job.